What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be covering everything you should know about Amazon PPC. If you are brand new to Amazon and you've never heard about PPC, basically it's Amazon's advertising platform. It stands for pay per click or price per click. When a customer goes on Amazon, you bid on certain keywords. They see your sponsored ad, they're going to click on that, and then you get charged for that click, but hopefully it leads to a sale. So I'm going to be covering all of this, how to set up different ad campaigns inside of Amazon, different keywords to target, all of the mistakes that I made so you don't make the same mistakes, and a lot of helpful things when it comes to PPC. But before we get into all that, if you could just smash that like button until it turns blue, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon to stay notified with new videos every week, and also drop a comment down below because I do a giveaway. I pick a random winner from the comment section and I give them my Amazon FBA course or a $100 prize. I announce the winner at the end of every month, so keep an eye out for that. But with all that being said, let's get into my computer right now and break down everything you need to know about PPC. Let's go. All right, guys, so here we are. You have three different options on the campaigns that you want to run in Amazon. So the main one that I always run is the sponsored products campaign. But if you have your brand enrolled and you have a trademark on Amazon, then you could run this one right here, the sponsored brands. This is where your ad gets shown across the entire page. On the top, you'll see the brand name, the different products that brand offers. And then you also have the sponsored display ads where it shows the ad on the right side column. It could be on Amazon or it could be on websites like Facebook or Google. You'll see the product on the right hand side, and that might attract customers outside of Amazon. But the main ads that I run are these sponsored products. So we're going to hit continue. And then we get to this page right here. So we're going to just name it test. And then if you have a portfolio, this is where you could have multiple campaigns in one folder. So it makes it really easy to organize and you could see all your different campaigns in one folder rather than random campaigns everywhere trying to keep track of all of them. And then right here you have your start date, which is pretty standard. And then right here you have your daily budget. So this is the maximum amount that they will charge you for one day. They're going to stop it at $10. You will never spend over $10 on that one day. And then right here you can see we have automatic targeting and manual targeting. So I'm going to go over automatic targeting first. There's a lot of pros and cons with either one, but automatic targeting is where Amazon is going to show your sponsored ad for potential customers that they think might buy your product. I'm going to get into it more right now. So I'm going to click on auto, and then we're going to come down here. So we have dynamic bids down only. That means if you have a bid of $1, they're never going to go over that $1 bid. They're going to stop it before that. They might charge you 20 cents, 50 cents, 70 cents, but they're never going to go over that $1 bid limit. So I always choose dynamic bid down only. But if you go with this one right here, dynamic bids up and down, they will go over by 100%. So if you have a $1 bid, they might go up to $2 on that one click, and it's going to charge you double of what you thought it was going to be. So be careful with this one because it could cost you a lot of money if you have like a $2 bid and they bid up 100% to try to get that sale. Now you're paying $4 for that one click. And then right here you have fixed bids, which is pretty self-explanatory. They're going to put a $2 bid and they're going to charge you for that $2. They're not going to bid down if you don't have to bid that much. So I never do this one. I always do dynamic bids down only because that will save you the most money and get you the most clicks at the most cost-effective way. If that even makes sense, I don't even know what I just said. But we're going to come down here. We're just going to put an ad group name. So I'm going to put new test, and then right here is where my products are, so it's blurred out, but I'm gonna pick my products. So if you have multiple products, it'll give you all of them right here. So I'm just gonna do this one right here. I'm gonna hit add, and now when we come down here to automatic targeting, this is where you set your default bid. So right here it shows suggested bid, and that's $1.29. That's like the average of what people are bidding on different keywords for this type of product. So they put $1.29. You could put $1.29, but chances are a lot of new sellers are going to put that $1.29. So you could go all the way up to $2.45 if you want your ad to be shown in front of all the other people, but you're going to be spending a lot more money. Or you could do a really low bid. I've done an automatic campaign with like a 20-cent bid, and you don't get many clicks, but when you do, you usually get sales because not many people are bidding on those lower volume keywords, and you're bidding very low because you only set it to 20 cents, so you might get sales that way. So I've done a lot of different experiments, and when I set a low bid auto campaign, I had my bid around 20 to 30 cents. I let it run, and I actually got a lot of sales at a low ACoS or average cost of sale because the bids are so cheap. All right, so that's just like a little side example. And then right here, you could also set the bids by targeting group. You could basically hover over it to see what it is, but close match means they're going to show your ad to shoppers who use search terms closely related to your product. So if your product is a Doppler 400 count cotton sheets, we'll show an ad when shoppers use the terms like cotton sheets or 400 sheets. Again, you could hover over all of these and get a better explanation of what they are. I'm not going to go over what each one is, but I usually do default bid up here and then I just run it. So for example, for this one, I would do like 149. You always want to bid above this at least by 10-20 cents because a lot of people will go with this bid and you want to be above them and get your product shown to the customer first. So that's what I do there. And then also down here, you'll see negative keyword targeting. This is where you're going to put keywords when you optimize your campaign. Say they're targeting like pillow and you're selling a cheese board, then you're going to put the keyword pillow right here. And now whenever someone types in like custom pillow for bed, they're not going to show your ad because you have the word pillow in here and it's under negative phrase. Or if you just put pillow here and you do negative exact, if a customer types in pillow on Amazon, they're not going to show your ad for your product because you have it in the negative section. So once you type in the keywords that you don't want them to target your product on, you're going to type them in here and you're going to hit add keywords and Amazon will stop targeting those keywords. So I could also go back here and you could also do negative product targeting. So this means when they target another competitor's listing, they'll show like the ASIN in your sponsored ad report, which I'll show you later, but you're going to want to not target certain products because they might not be related to your product and it could be costing you a lot of money. People are clicking on it and it's costing you money and you're not getting any sales. So all you would do is enter in that product, that ASIN number, or you could actually go on here and enter in the ASINs and separate them by a comma. But you're going to put all of the products that you don't want them showing your ad on that aren't related to your product or costing you a lot of money. You're going to put them in here and then you're going to click on exclude. And they're going to stop targeting those products on Amazon with your sponsored ad underneath them. And that is pretty much it for the automatic campaign. Then you would hit launch campaign and it's going to run. If your campaign is not spending any of your budget, there's something wrong. So it usually means that your bids are too low. So they're not even showing your ads because your bid isn't high enough. So if you have like a 10-cent bid, then chances are they might not spend your budget because your bids are way too low. But other than that, automatic is pretty much like autopilot. They're going to try to find products and keywords that match with your product and then they're going to show your ad as a sponsored ad and hopefully people will click on your ad and buy it. But that's why you always want to optimize the reports because then you could see which keywords the customers are typing in on the automatic campaign. And then if you have any good keywords in there, you could take those and move them down to a manual campaign and really pinpoint your PPC campaigns. So that's it for the automatic. Now we're going to go to manual targeting. So for manual, I'm going to click on that and pretty much the same thing. So you have dynamic bids down only. I'm going to choose that. And then right here, you choose your ad group, you pick your product, and then we choose keyword targeting. And then right here, we have enter list. So this is where you're going to enter all of the keywords that you want to target in this manual campaign. You have 3 different match types for the manual. You have broad, phrase, exact. And I'm going to put a little chart right here so you can see what would fire on each keyword. You get a better idea of how it works. But exact is exactly what that keyword is. So if I type in cheese board here, then if a customer types in cheese board, you have a good bid, it's going to show your product for cheese board because that's what you have in your exact match campaign. If you have it under a broad campaign, then if someone types in cheese board for cheese, then your product will pop up because that's a broad match campaign. If someone types in small cheese board for kitchen and party, then your product will pop up because you have cheese board in a phrase match campaign. Hopefully this isn't too confusing, but if you look at that chart I put up, you'll actually understand how they work. So what I'll usually do is set up a campaign just for exact, and then I'll set up a separate campaign for broad and a separate campaign for phrase. You don't have to run all 3. I've had luck with different ones. It depends on the product and what keywords you're using. If you want to find what keywords to target, check out my last video. I'll put a little thing up here. You have to do a lot in finding good keywords before you run PPC on them because running PPC on the wrong keywords can get you in a lot of trouble. So check that video out to make sure you're targeting the right keywords before you run PPC on them. So if I wanted to run an exact match campaign, I would put cheese board and that's what I want to target exactly. So now I'm going to hit add keywords, and it's going to go right here. So now you can see the keyword right here. You can see match type exact, and then you have the suggested bid, which is $1.25. That's like the average bid of what people are bidding on for that keyword. And then your low end would be 74 cents. Your high end would be $2.51. I always go above this suggested. Again, I want to be above the rest. So I see the high bid is around $2.50. I would start around $2.10 to $2.20. I would hit save, and then I would run that campaign. Obviously, I would have a couple more keywords. I only like to have about 5 in there because if you get too many, you're not going to have enough budget to run them all, or you're going to have too much data to go through. So I want to keep it small and organized. But basically, if you have a $2.10 bid and you go on Amazon, you search cheese board, you want to see your product ad on page 1 or 2. Most of the sales on Amazon come from page 1 or 2. So I want to go on Amazon, type in this keyword right here, and if I see it at the bottom of page 1 and I want to bump it up because I'm not getting any clicks, then I'll come in here and I'll do like 220 or 225. And then that is how you could adjust your bids and get your product to get closer to the top of page 1. Again, you want to be able to go on Amazon, type in this keyword, and actually find your product, because if you can't find it, then chances are other people are not finding it. And that means you're not getting any impressions or clicks. Nobody is seeing your sponsored ad. So that's how you really want to find out which bid you want to put on that keyword. And it also depends on your budget, how much you are spending. If we only have a $10 budget and we have 5 keywords in that campaign, so say I have cheese board cutter, cheese board, I'm just making this stuff up, cheese board party, cheese. All right. So now I have 5 different keywords in this campaign, and if all the bids are around $2, then they're not even going to run that campaign because you only have a budget of $10. If someone clicks on at least a couple of these keywords only once, then you're going to be close to budget, and they're never going to go over that budget, so they're not going to run any of your campaigns. So if you have a $10 budget and you have a ton of keywords in that campaign, remember, they're not going to show your ads, because if someone clicks on each of these keywords only once, you're already over budget, and they can't control how fast these clicks come in, so they never want to go over budget. All right, so that was basically how you run automatic and manual campaigns. If you want to learn how to find good keywords to target and my PPC strategy, I'll put the links down below in the description because those were like 10 minutes each, and I don't want to make this video an hour long. So if you want to learn how to find good keywords and what type of campaigns to run when you launch your product, how I talk about how I ran PPC with no reviews, I'll put them both right down below. So now that we've set up our ad campaigns, after about a week, we want to check them out. We want to optimize our campaigns. You've probably heard that before, but you want to go into your ad reports and actually see which keywords are getting sales at a low ACoS or costing you the least amount of money for those clicks, and that are actually converting to sales rather than people just clicking and not getting any sales. So we want to go through our campaign and see what is working, what is not working, move things around, adjust bids, and we are going to do that right now. So to download your advertising reports, all you do is go to reports right here, and then you're going to go down here to advertising reports. We're going to click on that. These are all the reports that I've ran personally, but we are going to do a new report. So I clicked on create report, and then I'm going to go right here and I'm going to do sponsored products. I'm going to do search term. I'm going to leave this all the same, and we're going to do the last 30 days. And then I'm going to go right here. I'm going to hit run report. So now it's going to run a report on all my sponsored ads. It's going to download it. Right now it's pending. It might take a little bit depending on how many keywords you have and how many campaigns you are running. But once it's done, I will click on download, and then we will go over the campaign. So I'm going to let it download, and then I'll be right back. All right, guys. So I actually downloaded an older report because it had less information on it, and I didn't want to make it too complicated, and I deleted a lot of my keywords so you don't know what my product is. But I'm going to go over the most important stuff when you're optimizing your campaign. So first off, we have the date, so the start date of the campaign that you ran, the portfolio name, if you had a portfolio name that you put in there, campaign name, the name that you named that campaign when you set it up, ad group name, targeting, these are the keywords that you are targeting. So if you had like cheese board in an exact match campaign, it would say cheese board exact, and then this is your customer search term. So this is what the customer actually typed in on Amazon. It's going to show exactly what that person typed in on Amazon. So these are very important because you could see what the customers are typing in to find your product. And then if they get sales, you could put those keywords in an exact match campaign. So impressions is how many people saw your product. So right here is your impressions. This is how many people might have seen your product or your ad. So if 43 people saw it and you only got 1 click, that's not that bad. But if you have very very low impressions. That means no one is seeing your product or your sponsored ad. So you want to boost your bid up to get more impressions, which could mean more clicks and more sales. So right here, I had 43 impressions on this one. And then right here, I had one click, and that click actually converted into a sale. And I got $311 in sales from that one click. That cost me $1.20. So that's a very good keyword, only one click. So there's not that much information on it. Only one customer actually clicked it and bought it, and they bought a lot of them. So that could be a good keyword that I might want to target in my exact match campaign. It doesn't say auto, but when you see this little dash right here, that means it was from an auto campaign. So I would take this keyword that was right here and I would put that in my manual exact campaign, and I would run it and see what would happen with that keyword. If it worked in my auto campaign, then it might work in my manual campaigns. So that came from my auto campaign, and it was one click, and it got me $311 in sales. And that's a very low ACoS. You can see right here, it's below 1%. That is what you want. You want a very low ACoS because you don't want to spend a ton of money on ads, because that cuts away from your profit margin. And then right here, you have your ROAS. It's like a newer metric. It means return on ad spend, I believe. But I don't really go off of this. I always go off of ACoS because I've been doing that for the last couple of years. But this is like a newer metric that they introduced in the last couple of months or year. I don't know when it was. And then right here, you have 7-day total orders and then 7-day total units. So it looks like this person ordered 24 units, and that's why it was $311. So the most important parts that you're going to want to look at is your what you're targeting, your match type, your customer search term. This is what people are typing in on Amazon. And then say that was from an auto campaign. You want to take the keywords from your auto, and you're going to want to put them in your manual campaign if it has a really low ACoS. So I like to organize my report from lowest ACoS to highest. So if we go down here, we could see this one keyword had a 228% ACoS. That means I spent a ton of money on this keyword, and I'm going to want to cut it because you don't want to be above like a 30 or 40% ACoS. The higher the ACoS is, the more money you are spending, and you're basically not making any money if you're spending a ton of money on ads. So I would go right here. I would see how many impressions that this one had. This one had over 12,000 impressions, only 29 clicks, and it's cost me $45. And I've only gotten $20 in sales from that one keyword. So what you could do is you could lower that bid on that keyword, or if it doesn't get any better, then you could just completely delete it or negative target it in your exact match campaign or auto campaign, or just delete the keyword in general. I've also used Helium 10 ads, and it gives you recommendations on bids. So if you wanted to lower your bid, it will say, hey, drop your bid 10%, and you could lower your ACoS. So I also have a video on that. I'll put it up here. But Helium 10 ads is like a PPC automation software, and it makes it really easy to optimize your campaign. So if you don't want to do all of this type of work, check out Helium 10 ads. I have a discount code, and I'll put it right above, and you could also find it down below in the description. But for this keyword with a 220% ACoS, I would want to lower that bid or just completely delete that keyword. It's from my exact match campaign. So I could just go in my exact campaign, delete that keyword, and I'm going to get rid of all of those unnecessary clicks, which is costing me a lot of money. Now, anywhere in the 20s is still pretty good as long as you're still making money. So like this one right here has 7 clicks, and my cost per click is 60 cents. So that's pretty low. I've only spent $4.05, and it's at a 22% ACoS. So I would keep that one in there, and I would just let it keep running. Again, you need a lot of data to start optimizing your campaigns. If you only have one click, you don't know if it's a good keyword or just a random customer that clicked that product and bought it. So it's good to have a lot more information. Like this one right here, 15 clicks, and you could see I spent $7 and I got $40 in sales. So that's a good keyword. It's under 20% ACoS, and I would keep that one running. I might even bump the bid up a little more. I think that one came from my auto campaign. So I would take that keyword or that product, and then I would put it in my exact match campaign or a broad campaign, and I would let it run because that's a very good keyword. It's getting me a lot of sales. I got some good data on it, a lot of clicks, and I'm getting sales on that keyword. When it gets around 50%, that's a pretty high ACoS. So what I would do is I would lower the bids on these, and if it still did not improve, I would just get rid of these keywords that are costing me a lot of money, probably from around 40 and then up. So anything below 40% is okay depending on your profit margin. Again, you want to have 20% and below. So I would focus more on all of these keywords, maybe bump the bid up a little on these very low ACoS so I get my product in front of more people. I'm spending more on the bids, but if they convert to sales, then it will be worth it. All right, so that is the basics of optimizing your campaigns. Again, it doesn't happen like overnight. You have to let your campaigns run to collect all of this data and then go in there maybe every once a week or twice a week. And you're going to want to see what's getting sales and just kind of keep an eye on your PPC reports to make sure you're not overspending on unnecessary keywords or product targeting. And you want to negative target those keywords if you can, or just completely delete them. Always be on the lookout for new keywords that you could add to different campaigns. There's no rule, no right or wrong. It's like a science experiment. Some people will charge hundreds of dollars to run your campaigns, and they might have worse results than what you have. So again, this is how you optimize your campaigns. You want to get good keywords. Check out my other video where I show you how to find good keywords, because you could have a very high ACoS if you have a very competitive keyword, because you're bidding very high and competing against a lot of people that have thousands of reviews. But I talk all about that in my keywords video, so check that out. Also check out my PPC Launch Strategy, where I show you which campaigns I launch when I put a product on Amazon, and I've had great results as well as some of my students. So that is it for this video. If you want to check out Helium 10 and all my other information, it's all down below. I do have a complete coaching program, and you could check that out down below as well. All right, hope you enjoyed this long video, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.